camera today to film Rosalie's 8-month update. I normally do this in the written format on my blog, but it always takes me a really long time to sit down and write every section. And I just don't think with this little one keeping me busy, I can fit it in. She doesn't nap very well either, although that is changing, as you will hear in the update. But yeah, so I'm finding it hard to sit down and write her a full lengthy sort of essay on her 8-month update. So I thought I'd do it in a video format because it'd be a bit easier and we could sit and do it together and you could see what she looks like. Yeah, at 8 months. Right, so I've got a little book here. So first of all, her daily routine, it hasn't changed that much since her 7-month update. She wakes up at around between 5 and 7 AM. I have thought about, and normally whenever she wakes up I breastfeed her then. I have thought about trying to make her wait and feeding her at around 7 AM. And so even if she wakes up at 5, not going into her immediately and leaving her for a bit to see if she... Yeah, you're going to be pulling Mummy's hair, aren't you? Yeah, so I've been thinking about leaving her till around 7 AM and then getting up and feeding her then. The problem is, because sometimes I feed her at 5, so sometimes she's like really hungry, come around sort of 10, 11 AM, and she's probably needs feeding around 9, whereas if I feed her at 7, then she should be able to wait until 10 or 11 for her next feed. What we normally do is she wakes up around between 5 and 7 AM, I give her a breastfeed, and then I feed her her breakfast, which is usually porridge. We sometimes have toast or something else. And around 10 or 11 she'll have another breastfeed and hopefully she'll go for a nap. I've been trying, she never really napped in her cot, so it was whether we were going out or if I was pushing her in the pram she'd fall asleep, or if she was in her car seat she'd fall asleep. But lately I've been trying to, here you go, yeah. Get her to have a nap in her cot. So what I've been doing is putting her in a sleeping bag before I feed her, and then when she sort of falls asleep on me, which she normally does while she's feeding, I then transfer her into her cot, and that's been working quite well. We've only been doing it for a couple of days, but she normally sleeps for half an hour and then she'll wake up, but I can go in and settle her again just by stroking her face. I do find it really difficult to sort of make her nap without feeding her, and because as soon as I lay her down she starts crying, so I just sort of like I put her dummy in her mouth and try and stroke her face to try and soothe her, but she screams like you'd think someone was really hurting her the way she screams, so I find it really hard, it breaks my heart, but I've been trying to persevere with it and it has been working, and it normally only takes 10 minutes, so I sort of say to myself, if she's still crying after 10 minutes, I'll pick her up and give her a cuddle. It just seems like so against nature to leave your baby crying. But it is working, and she does eventually fall asleep. And she's been sleeping for like half an hour, and then waking up, and then I can go in and stroke her face again, and she'll normally put her down back in, stroke her face again, she'll normally drop back off for another half an hour. So she's been on a full hour nap, which is making such a difference because she's on the move and moving all over the place at the moment. She gets really tired, so she's a bit happier now she's been having longer naps. So I normally try and do that, breastfeed her, and then if normally we're going out, so then she'll go in the car and she'll sleep in there. But if we're just staying at home, I put her down in her cot. At lunch it's normally around 12:30, but then if we're at home, but then if we're out that varies depending on what we're doing. I can take her to cafes and places to eat. She's fine. She'll sit in her high chair, and as long as we're giving her some of our food, like a few chips or a bit of a sandwich or something, she's quite happy. I normally, if we are going out, I normally take food with us. I've frozen a sort of a spaghetti bolognese, a casserole thing. So I have a rice dish, and I have those in the freezer, so I normally take one of those in a little pot to feed her with a spoon, because it's a bit less messy, and then I could just give her the little finger food to keep her busy. Back to our daily routine. Breastfeed is normally around 2:30, 3 PM in the afternoon. I will try and put her down for a nap afterwards, when I'm at home, I put her in I'm going to start, well, I have been trying this and it's been working much better, putting her in a sleeping bag, which I never used to do. I just used to let her sleep on me. But then if I needed to do something, it was always difficult. I'd try and put her down and she'd wake up. But I find if I put her in a sleeping bag and feed her in a sleeping bag, it's easier to lay her down. She doesn't get as disturbed. Raspberries, you clever girl. Dinner is normally about 5:30, 6 p.m. and then some days we're trying not to. I think Rosalie has really sensitive skin and she does get rashy very easily. So we tried to lower the amount of times we washed her because we were giving her a bath every night as part of her bedtime routine. We stopped that now and her skin's much better. So twice a week we'll give her a bath after bed, after her dinner even, before bed, and the rest of the time I'll just have some playtime in her room and then put her in a sleep suit before breastfeeding her till she falls asleep and then transferring her into her cot. As part of her sort of sleep training to try and get her to nap better, I've also been tucking her in with a big blanket, so putting a blanket on top of her sleeping bag and tucking it right under the mattress so she's sort of more tucked in. Yes, I have. I have been tucking you in, haven't I? And that's been working really well actually. Playtime. Rosalie's, the toy she's playing with at the moment, she likes this ring is from a stack of rings, and she likes playing with these, and she's just started to be able to put a ring over, put the ring over the pole in the middle. Careful. Sorry, she's just standing up on the bottom of the bed. You cheeky girl. She's just learnt how to put the ring onto that toy. The other toy she likes, we recently bought her a little trolley with bricks in. She's not steady enough to walk with it on her own, but she does like playing with the bricks and taking them out and stacking them up, and that's quite a good game for us to play with her. So I'm glad we bought that. It was only cheap from Argos, I think it was about £12, but she still likes her jumper and her walker, because I can't leave her on her own anymore. Oh, don't be crying. Because you can't leave her alone now for a second, I do have to put her in her jumpery or her walker just to get things done, like to cook the dinner and stuff. Her bedtime's always been 7 p.m. basically. We used to bath her every night, but we don't anymore. I'm still bathing her sort of twice a week. So her normal bedtime is dinner and then a little bit of playtime in her bedroom while we undress her and put her in a sleep suit and get her ready for bed in her sleeping bag, and then I breastfeed her and then until she falls asleep, and then we put her down. She's never had a problem going to sleep. She normally always sleeps through. She's a very good baby. So we've never had a problem with her at night. Ow. I think last night she woke up twice, and I think it's because she's got a little toothy coming through, which is probably why she's a bit grouchy now. She is in a 2.5 sleeping bag and we are now tucking her in with a blanket. Oh, Baba. You like this? Oh, what's this? Ooh. Feeding. Basically, sorry about that. I'm breastfeeding her 4 times a day, morning and evening and mid-morning and lunch, afternoon feed. So yeah, doing her 4 breastfeeds a day with 3 meals, breakfast, lunch and dinner. I'm going to try and, I need to try and sort of get rid of the day breastfeeds and just have morning and night. That would be my ideal situation. I mean, we're in no rush because I don't go back to work until the end of July, and hopefully I'd like her to just naturally reduce her feeds, but it is a bit of a pain. You can't feed her discreetly anymore, so I can't feed her in public. I only feed her at home now, so if we're out in the morning or in the afternoon, I just won't feed her, and I'll feed her when I get back. Breastfeed her, that is. Breastfeeds aren't very long anymore. They used to take like 45 minutes in the early days, each boob I think. but nowadays it takes about 5 minutes and she's done. So it's not a big deal, it's not a big chore, but you can't do it in a public place. And she's flashing my boobs to the world, crawling all over me. Sizes. Clothes wise, she is wearing 6 to 9 month clothes. We have we seem to have a lot of leggings in size 3 to 6, so she has some leggings in size 3 to 6 which she's still wearing. They're coming up a bit short, but because she's wearing sandals because it's hotter, I don't think they just sort of come up a bit up her leg and look like little cropped leggings. Oh, Baba! Yeah, it's Mr. Bojangles. She's wearing 6 to 9 month sleep suits as well, and she's in size 4+ nappies. Milestones is the next section, and the last one, which I think you'll be pleased about. She can clap. Are you gonna clap, Rosie? Clap, 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 clap. And when you do patty cake, she claps along. She can crawl now, and she can properly crawl now. She picks her knees up and crawls properly. She's no commando crawling anymore. She can pull herself up on items, which she does. Oh, Baba! Then falls over. She sits up now, unaided for a long time. She will eventually roll over, normally because she's trying to grab something. And I think we have the first tooth coming through. Last night, you can sort of see it beneath the surface. It's not broken through yet. Last night she woke up twice in the night, and I think it was because of her tooth. I hoped this morning that it might have broken through the surface and it would be over. She also had really bad nappy rash last week, which she never gets. I think this is the second time maybe she's ever had it in her life. So that was probably because of the teething. I've got dribble bibs on her all the time. I mean, this one is soaking and she's just like a little tap. So I hope that when this tooth comes through, we'll have a bit of a break for her. I mean, she's not that bad with it. She's just sleeping a lot more, which is obviously because she's having these naps as well. And she's just a bit grumpy. Like, she won't be put down anywhere. Normally she'd sit and play, but she just wants to be held the whole time. Right, so that's it really. That's our 8-month update. This is what Rosie looks like at 8 months. So that's our 8-month update done. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm going to try and do all future monthly updates by video because I think they're a lot easier. If you want to catch up on Rosalie's each month of her life previously, so months 1 to 7, they are on my blog and they're in the written format. My blog is www.rosiehome.blogspot.co.uk, but I will link it below. I hope you enjoyed this video and I will see you in my next one. Bye!